everybody? This is Jason from Blue Weather. Wanted to give you an update on Dorian. If you live in the North Carolina area, anywhere from Myrtle Beach on up to the Outer Banks, you really need to pay attention to this video. Nothing is set in stone, and I'll tell you why. As you know, most of the national hurricane forecasts have been just outside of the coast, keeping the eye wall pretty much off of the coast. And if anything about these hurricanes, usually the east side of the eye wall is usually the worst. So obviously if the eye wall was on land, then it would be worse than it was off the land. Now this here is the HWRF model the National Hurricane Center uses, that's made of data from buoys and aircraft data and stuff like that. And let me show you something. Right here where you see this eye is at the North and South Carolina border. But as you go out 6 more hours, it has it going on to North Carolina. That's the eye right there about Wilmington, North Carolina, Topsail, Sneads Ferry area, and all that eastern bands would start hitting you at that point if that was the case. And then by Friday morning, it was showing it being up around Jacksonville or so, and then up towards Outer Banks a few hours later. Now, that far inland, if that was the case, would be a whole lot worse than what the National Hurricanes Cone has been showing. And I'll show you an example. In this hurricane model, when it first gets on the land right there, it's showing 961 millibars and 101 wind by knots. Now some more data to prove that. Look at this NAM. The NAM is further west this run this morning than what it has been. It's not quite as far as this hurricane model the Hurricane Center uses, but look, it's very similar right there around the North and South Carolina borders. It shows the eye approaching that area, and you can see there as it gets up towards Wilmington and Jackson, it starts to come on to North Carolina and up towards the Outer Banks. So it's very similar to what the hurricane model was showing. Now, to give you a better picture of what I'm talking about, this red line is the cone of the expected path of the eye the National Hurricane Center has been given out. The purple is their model that they use, that I said that gets data off of buoys and aircraft data and stuff like that. That would be a huge difference if it actually took that path, and that's why they keep telling everybody, if you're on the coast of North Carolina, you need to be paying attention to the evacuations and stuff like that. It could very well, it'll be at least a Cat 2, if not a Cat 3. I feel like it'll be a Cat 3. I noticed when I went to bed last night, it was 110 miles per hour. I got up this morning, it was 115. It could get up to 135 miles per hour before it starts weakening again. A lot of it has to do with the cold water that it generated by staying over the Bahamas so long. It was decreasing its own size, its own self, because of the cool water it generated. But now that it's moving away from that and it's headed towards the Gulf Stream, is expected to grow again. I wanted to give you guys that warning. If you was in North Carolina, it is possible that this scenario could happen. You guys take care, do the proper planning.